Okay, guys, so this is gonna be the second part. So, what if Meliodas was cheated on? So today I'm only gonna be doing this and then another Meliodas series since no one really doing a Meliodas what if like that besides the one I already told and mentioned to y'all. What if Meliodas got his power back? So I'm gonna start doing more Meliodas what ifs and other what ifs in general. And I won't be doing that many new ones, but I'm just finishing up other ones. So they'll be forgotten off my channel. Just kidding. They will eventually get redone, obviously. Since in the past I had a bad microphone, we all know that. So other what ifs may just be redone in the future. But without further ado, we're gonna do what if Meliodas was cheated on. Roll the intro from me, God. Alright, guys, where we left off is where the Demon King decide to let Meliodas absorb the Ten Commandments. So Meliodas still gets trapped inside of the big the big darkness energy orb of him absorbing the Ten Commandments. Now I know I'm showing a picture of Meliodas looking like with the Demon King absorbing his body, but that's gonna be his base form, you can say. His base form. And that's gonna be his outfit. He's gonna have his actual true final form later on in the series. So now we go to the sin side. So as King Bartras, I believe is his name, King Bartras, then is now alerted that King Bartras is now alerted King Bartras is now alerted that is Meliodas has disbanded the seven deadly sins, which he says, how did it happen? Which Bond, like that idiot over there, took Captain's woman, you can say. What do you mean by woman? King Bartras like, aka Elizabeth, dummy. That's what everyone's like. Oh, okay. And he's joined the side of the Ten Commandments. And he's joined the side of the Ten Commandments. And we currently do not know where he's at. Because this time Meliodas' power is hidden. But they still get the same mission they get in canon. They still head there, but so instead they see but but Merlin still gets the headache as canon, which Elizabeth still goes. She still goes to She still goes to you know, fix Merlin's headache as canon. As she still does regret what she did because the reason why this has happened, I know you know the curse, and I'm aware of the curse and everything. But the reason why this happened is because the Demon King and Supreme Deity made a deal that if she takes away Meliodas' curse, changes up Meliodas' curse, and she let they just made a deal. So that's why this is happening. Since I know the actual lore of Hypnotic Sins, I'm not an idiot. So basically, the Supreme Deity changed Meliodas' curse because the Demon King was tired of seeing Meliodas always have a happy ending, but after a while, she gets killed. So he decided to change things up because he's a dick after all. And I don't like the Demon King that much, but I also love him at the same time. Anyway, so Meliodas would just be in the spirit world, but I'm gonna change something up. I'm gonna add my own little flavor. So Meliodas, he would see another emotion of him, which is his human side and the side that he bond with the seven other sins and all their missions together. That side, the side where his caring side, you could say. But he's basically like, why am I? But this is when his demon side, like, you idiot, you're just naive. You realize that stupid goddess just betrayed us. You think she did it on purpose? Of course. The demon side, like, she never trusted someone like a goddess anyway. So this is when the human side of Meliodas is then given as Meliodas continues to absorb the Ten Commandments, the other half of the Demon King's power. Since the Ten Commandments currently still have it. So the seven deadly sins. So Elizabeth in her mind, which the original Elizabeth still loves and cares for Meliodas, but it's this incarnation of Elizabeth specifically. So I'm not saying Elizabeth entirely, just that specific reincarnation of her. So Elizabeth would then see Zildjian in her mind as Zildjian says, "You're nothing but a filthy slut. To think my brother actually fall for someone like a goddess. Disgusting." Zildjian is like, but as women are like when they cheat on you, I didn't try to. It's just it's just nothing. Zildjian is like, dang, I'm sorry, Elizabeth. I didn't really need to do this, but I actually did at the same time. I was kind of against myself doing this. I want to be against this, but then at the same time, I really don't want to because I like Elizabeth's character. I don't like the similarity scenes, and I don't really like ruining Meliodas' like character. I really don't like doing that, but in this story, I have to. So sorry about those people who die hurt, care about Elizabeth and other clans and stuff like that. You guys know. So I care for the civilized story, and I'll enjoy it. But this is just how it is going to be in this story. So anyway, guys. So everything aside, we're gonna be doing so. Okay, I'm sorry for the current silence. So anyway, so this is when Zildjian still tells Elizabeth about original soul from the ends, and King still does tell Elizabeth about the trial and yada yada yada. Which Zildjian he still ended up taking away the two commandments from Joel and Gloxinia since he found out that they trained Deanne and King, which were their enemies. So he ended up taking those two commandments away from them, and he gave it to Meliodas. Now, Zildjian is basically, Zildjian still, I'm sorry again, so let me explain. So, basically, Meliodas also did promise Zildjian that he would also release Gilda from her magic barrier, from the magic seal he has, just once he becomes the Demon King. And he promises Zildjian that he won't be like their father. Try to be, um, try to be a better big brother and more like him, more like Zildjian, you can say. Like how Zildjian cares, you can say, more like that version of Zildjian. But anyway, so Elizabeth began to get her memories back, and once she gained her original memories back, she then said, "Oh no, what have one of my incarnations done? They ruined our entire relationship." This is when the Supreme Being, this when D became like, "Damn it! This woman managed to get it. If her original self managed to do anything, that means, oh no, as the Demon King doesn't know what to do right now. Considering he also changed, it was also the same with the bargain. So anyway, guys, so this is when they end up getting to where the Ten Commandments are, as this is when like everything happens in canon, but like when they actually catch up to where Meliodas has also has still got unleashed, as the darkness barrier is now broken, as they see a much older and taller Meliodas around the same height as Bond, which with the outfit he has in canon and and the wings and everything. So Meliodas says, "So since I've seen you have made it to where I was, this is when Bond's like, Captain, what has happened to you?" This is when he just like, this is when he just has like a laugh. You really thought I was the person you knew? As he continues to laugh. It was a mere illusion, and it was a illusion, you can say. Continues to laugh. As if a human could actually befriend a demon. You're nothing but a fool. That's just sad. That's what he says. Oh. As he says, what is that woman doing here? Looking at Elizabeth. I've seen you gain your memories back. As he continues, now beginning to laugh more. You only have 3 days, you know. Just as Leonard was like, what do you mean? Captain, still respecting him. Not understanding the mark on his chest says a symbol of the Demon King. Meliodas began to explain their 300 journey to everyone. 3,000 years ago. As he begins to explain the Holy War. As he begins the relationship, all the other incarnations. But the last one currently was the one to cheat on me. I actually never thought that was happening. I guess I was being naive. The goddess client had me wrapped around their little finger. But that will never happen again. I won't let that happen again. Oh no. It is Elizabeth said, Meliodas, it wasn't an illusion. It was nothing. I do care for you. And why would you cheat on me with this human who has taken a arc from the supreme deity, sunshine, my rival Mario's power? She says, I don't know. That's what she can say because she don't know. She can't explain what's going on. That's what I thought. Now, it's time for divine punishment, he says. As he then says, I will seal all of you away for eternity, as I will destroy all of you. This is when Eskimo's like, I'm sorry, Captain, I didn't understand. I have a bone to pick with you anyway. This is when he looks at Merlin. So killing Merlin to put up a perfect cube. If you don't want me to destroy everything that's around us. As this is when it's kind of basically a pretty one-sided fight, the same as canon. But Escanor never gets, not even on below on Meliodas. And when he enters the one, all Meliodas does is he crushes Escanor under his darkness. And adding gravity to it as well. As everyone is shocked, as he just continues to laugh, saying, see, Elizabeth, he's nothing. As this is when Merlin's confused, as it's kind of like Estero, what happened to Esterosa. Like, one side doesn't want to hurt his friend and the other side doesn't. You can kind of say it's like that, but it's not the power controlling him. It's his mind. It's not the commandments. None of the Demon King's power, since he's a demon himself. He's literally the real son. There's nothing wrong with him physically and mentally. It's more of mentally. It's not no power controlling him. It's more of wild, and it's wild. if slamming his head against the wall? Why? He just been mentally broken. But since he's a demon, can't. I don't think a demon can actually be mentally and physically broken inside. At least what we've seen. I don't think that's possible. As this is when he says to finish you, as he begins to extract the soul from Escanor, with with Elizabeth telling Merlin to break the perfect cube now before Escanor dies. Which, with Elizabeth pulling a Sakura and hugging Meliodas from behind, with them looking at her, and he pulls a Beerus and slaps her. But it wasn't like a slap. It wasn't like the slap Beerus gave her, sparing mercy. He didn't kill her, but he sent her flying back to where the boar hat was, which that was pretty far in the distance. Like, dang, that had to hurt. This is when he says, I'll give you one last chance to leave 7 deadly sins. You're no longer. I've already told you, why are you people even here anymore? Goodbye. And as he begins to lift them up using telekinesis, telekinetic powers, since he's the demon. I'm pretty sure a demon king can use something as simple as that. As he telekinetic throws them all the way back to the boar hat and put up a darkness barrier around you. As he says goodbye, my former teammates. And that will end part 2.